So, you've decided to hike the Wonderland Trail. Congrats! Planning a trip like this can be a bit daunting with the mileage, the gear, the trail logistics. In today's video, I'm going to talk about food prep. As a reference, I hiked the Wonderland Trail back in 2018. I did it counterclockwise, Longmire to Longmire, in 8 days. What helped me stay organized was actually making an Excel sheet. That way I could go in and edit as I needed to. And then when I was finally ready to mail out my food catches or pack my bag for my trip, I could just print it out and it was just easy access. Do whatever works well for you, but this really helped me.
All right, so what you can see here is the Excel sheet. I have yellow being bring from home. So it's basically what is in my bag, and I've packed it from my house. The green being catch one, so what I picked up at my first catch. And then the light blue color being catch two, what I picked up from my final catch. So I also like to put the date on there as well. The first day I started hiking was September 1st from Longmire to Nickel Creek Trailhead. I like to put the mileage in there as well, 13.3 miles, just have an idea of what I'm covering that day. The next year, I like to have snacks. So I have the word morning gorp, which is kind of funny, but it's just basically your own type of trail mix. So in the morning, I like something a little bit more plain. I might use like the bulk bins at the different grocery stores, and I do like almonds, cashews, raisins. So pretty simple. For the first lunch, I like to do something fresh, so I'm not going to be packing sandwiches every day. They would spoil or get weird. So the night before, I can pack like a really nice sandwich and have a nice treat because I'm not going to be having lunches like that. For the rest of the trail, lunch can be really challenging. And then another example here is the afternoon. Again, sticking with my gorp, I think I wrote parentheses Winco. So Winco has a great bulk section, by the way. So again, like almonds, cashews. They also have those Reese's Pieces. And so they don't melt. They're fantastic and sugary and delicious. And I think I also did the Skittles and jelly beans there, just a little pop of sugar as you're going. The first night dinner, I like to do bean burritos. So I have a local grocery store that has a bulk bin where they have dehydrated bean flakes. You just reheat them with hot water, and they're amazing. But Winco is another one that has them too, and they actually have them pre-seasoned. It kind of reminds me more of the taste of like Taco Bell's bean burritos, so very salty, very delicious. And then with each night, I like to do a dessert as well, so I'll do like a fun-sized Twix, and then I'll do a nighttime tea. So I like to have a lot of variety. When I'm out there as well, kind of view this as a vacation. It's not normal that I gotta take, 8 days out and go out into the wilderness. So variety is key, and have some special treats in there I think is important. So here, just an example, day 2, Nickel Creek to Summerland Camp, 11.1 miles, starting with the oatmeal. I'm a big fan of oatmeal, so it's not like I have to eat it because it's something easy to pack. I like to make my own oatmeal packets though, so I'll take oatmeal, peanut butter powder, which you can find in the bulk bins like Winco. I'll add those little packets of coconut oil, and you can find those actually at Trader Joe's, and those are really great. You'll add some cinnamon or some chia seeds, so try to amp up the fat.
Coconut powder also works really great too. High in fat, really delicious. And you can find that in an Asian market.
Next, you'll see snacks again. So I'll do fig bars, and I'll get pre-packaged fig bars. Again, you can find those in the bulk section, or you can probably buy them as well at Costco. And also do almonds. Again, something that is high in fat, high in calories, that's quick to eat as you're on the trail. So the next option here is lunch. So lunch can be really hard on trail. The day before I had that delicious sandwich, but now want to have something a little bit more shelf stable. So I might do a bar, like a Cliff Bar. My favorite flavor is peanut butter, so I had a lot of those on the trail, as well as a string cheese. So something a little bit salty. I don't like to have a lot of sugar on trail. That gets old super, super fast. So I like to do a little bit of, mix of like the savory, the sweet, the salty. Again, in the afternoon, got some more of that homemade gorp from Winco and did the bean burritos. Also in the evenings, it's also sometimes really nice to have like an emergency if you're feeling like really low on your electrolytes, you're really thirsty. So my favorite is the super orange. So moving on to day 3, you can see it's September 3rd. The route is Summerland to Sunrise Walk-in Camp, so a total of 10.3 miles. In the blue, I've noted I pick up my catch at White River, so I'm only hiking 6.9 miles until I pick up my first catch. So again, breakfast, keeping it simple with that homemade oatmeal, the gorp. For lunch, I'll do something a little bit different. So Mission tortillas are really shelf stable. So do like a Mission tortilla with a peanut butter packet. There's a ton of different varieties to use, like just in peanut butter. This is another one. easy to slather on, shelf stable, good fats. So now you can see that the Excel sheet has changed colors because we've moved on to catch one. So in my catches, you'll see a note here. There's a catch treat. So since I kind of view this as a vacation, something special, I like to put a special treat in there. So I put like a king size Snickers bar. You can eat it right on the spot if you want because it could melt, or you can save it for later. I actually saw two ladies on trail that actually put had like wine in their catch, which would be a special treat for sure. But I went with the sugar method. Snack number 2, meat sticks. So I packed jerky with me. Moving on to day 4, shorter day, 8.9 miles from the Sunrise Walking Camp to Mystic Camp. So again, my food catch now. I think I ran out of making homemade oatmeal, so I just had some oatmeal packets, threw it in there. And also with my coffee. The kind of coffee I like to use is the Starbucks Vias. I usually get them at Costco. You can buy a lot more of them, and they're a really good price per packet. Tastes really great on trail. Another thing I like to do, just kind of amp up the fat in there, is taking a packet of coconut oil and putting inside your coffee. Delicious. Next is Trader Joe's Gort packets. So Trader Joe's, again, they sell big bags of trail mix. They also sell like individually packaged ones. So I had that in there. Had some jerky. Also the olives. So I have a packet of green olives, again from Trader Joe's. And those are a really nice little snack pack. I think they're 99 cents. They're really tasty and salty on the trail. Also had some crackers. Another snack option, dried fruit. So whatever works for you. These are all from Trader Joe's. So I had like coconut strips and some dried apples. Day 5, keeping it simple. Mystic Camp to Eagle Roost. It was 11.1 miles, and it's pretty similar with the type of food that I ate the night before. Moving on to day 6, it's Eagle Roost Camp to Golden Lakes Camp, 11 miles. So again, I have a note here. As you can see, pick up catch at 2.1 miles. So easy day, maybe just have a bar. Probably did a Cliff Bar again and some coffee. You pick up your catch, so I had like an options of different treats. Moving on to different snacks, so I did banana chips, and they're usually pretty high in calorie with the peanut butter packet. Had some jerky. Another thing I packed was some wasabi almonds, so it's those Blue Diamond almonds, and they do a really great like wasabi almonds, so very salty. Dinner, chili mac, probably wouldn't recommend that one. Friends don't let friends eat chili mac. And also an extra thing I would pack in my catch, I did pack toilet paper. So I have these like pre-made rolls I got at Winco, but you can find them at REI too. They're like 99 cents, and I would put them in the catch as well. So everything can be food related, but that I don't need to bring like 8 days worth of toilet paper with me, so that was actually really handy. Next on the list, we have day 7. So Golden Lakes Camp to Puyallup River Camp, 12.5 miles. Coffee in a bar, jerky, so kind of similar to the day before. For dinner, I would do a boxed couscous, which I had cold soak, but I ended up getting fuel, but I'll talk more about fuel in a bit. Last day on trail, day 8, is the South Puyallup River Camp to Longmire Trailhead, 12 miles. So again, keeping it simple, bar and coffee. I had one of those Trader Joe's packets of granola, jerky, a bar, or whatever was left at that point. I think I was pretty spot on. I didn't have anything extra, but I also wasn't feeling hungry either. And then at the end, homeward bound, eat all the great food.
If you're interested in getting a copy of that Excel sheet, please let me know by commenting down below. Now that you have a solid list of food to bring, now you decide how are you going to get that food to trail. Are you going to carry the entire load of food that you need for 93 miles on your back, or are you going to mail food catches? For me, I debated this. I decided to mail 2 food catches. That way, I was only carrying about 2.5 days worth of food at a time. You can drop off your catch at each pickup point or mail it. If you decide to mail it, they recommend that you do it 2 weeks prior to when you plan on picking it up. Your food catch must be in a plastic container. I use a 5-gallon bucket. On your bucket, you should have the permit holder's name, where you're going to be picking up the bucket, the date of the pickup, as well as the permit number. If you feel like you've overpacked, you have too much food, or you haven't been eating what you planned on doing, there's actually a free bin where you can put your food. Now, if you feel like you're underprepared or you're looking for a little snack, you can also help yourself to the free bin. but don't necessarily count that there'll be food there. One of the stops we were at, White River, had like 2 packets of mayonnaise in them. But when we went to Mowich, someone had left a container of peanut butter and we helped ourselves to it. So sometimes I've heard they're overflowing with candy and all these great treats, but my story was a little bit different. Next up is fuel. Will you be cooking your food? As for me, I did. Now, one thing to note is you cannot mail fuel to your food catch. If you are dropping off food catches, depending on the location, there's a special spot where you can keep your fuel. I have a link below of which pickup points you can actually drop off fuel. For our hike, we were running low on fuel by day 4. So we were at the Sunrise Walk-in Camp, which is about a mile, I think, or so to the Sunrise Visitor Lodge. So I was actually able to go and buy fuel there. And so by day 6, I actually ran out of fuel and could just use that. Water is ample on trail. You don't have to do any long carries. I use a Sawyer squeeze on the trail. Just one thing to note, don't filter water that's chocolate milk water. Most likely they'll have glacier tilt in it and it'll clog your filter. Sometimes the water source was a little bit far from camp. An example of this was Eagle Roost. But just walk to the water source, maybe fill up all the water that you needed for the next day or for dinner, or bring your pots down there, fill them with the filtered water, and then take it back to camp to cook. I never had to worry about not having enough water to make my meals, or more importantly, not having enough water to make my coffee in the morning. Garbage. Pack it in, pack it out. I would use a Ziploc bag to keep all my garbage nice and sealed and help kind of reduce any aroma that would occur. The nice thing with the food catches is there's generally a designated garbage canister that you can use, and so you can drop off your extra garbage. So really, for how my catches were working, I would only need to carry about 2.5 days worth of garbage at a time. Next, storage. Where are you going to keep your food? So I ended up keeping all of my food in a waterproof stuff sack. Depending on your camp, there might actually be a bear locker or a designated pole that you can keep your food. So you don't ever have to worry about trying to find a tree, a rope and line, trying to hang up your food. They've got it set here on the Wonderland Trail for you. Overall, with my food prep, I wouldn't really do anything different. It was really solid, really great. Again, these are just personal recommendations, and have fun out there. Thanks for watching. Bye.